My name is Charlie MARELLO, and I always say I'm lucky, honored, and blessed to be the principal at Niceville High School. I've lived in Niceville for 35 years.
I'm Foster Lux. I attended Northwest Florida while I was doing dual enrollment through the high school and got my associates then. And then after that, I went to the University of Alabama and I got my bachelor's in electrical engineering. So now I'm working as a software engineer in Huntsville.
Today I'm a mom, wife. I work as a cloud engineer. Joined the Air Force because I always dreamed about being an astronaut. And I thought I could get stationed at Cape Canaveral. It didn't quite work out. I got stationed at Herbert Field, Florida, which was awesome.
I'm TRICIA Brunson, and I grew up here in Niceville and stayed here in town, went to college, have a grown daughter, had a son who passed away when he was 17, and have worked at the Chamber almost 23 years now.
Nicholas Ward, and I was born in Oakland, California, and from the age of 5 till I went to college, I lived in Niceville and went to Niceville High School, was Homecoming King in 1997, and Mr. NHS 1997.
Yeah, at Northwest Florida, I took a lot of like biology and chemistry and physics and math up through differential equations to kind of get my head start on that.
The thing that stuck out first and foremost was some of the instructors and professors that I had at school. I had the best time in so many classes.
Got a full scholarship to Florida International University, and it was through there that I got recruited from IBM.
Well, honestly, because I was a mom at the age of, I think, 30-ish when I went back to school, and it was right here in town. It was easy. It made a lot of sense, and obviously the great reputation for a great education. So
The first thing that sticks out in my mind is a couple just amazing professors and instructors that I had. Wendell Griffith was a teacher that I had for World Civ 1 and 2, and I wasn't much of a history lover or history buff, but I just had such a great time in his classes. He told the really cool stories that weren't in the textbook, and I even signed up for an elective that he taught just because I wanted to be around the guy again. He was super.
I got a graduate education at FIU. I went on to do my master's degree at NC State in North Carolina. But I truly can say that the classes I enjoyed the most were the ones at Northwest Florida.
my son had special needs, and so his schedule could be different. And back when I went back to school, having a cell phone was kind of unusual. And so every time I started a new course, I would explain to the instructor, I don't even think they had silent on the phones. It was either on or off. And so I would explain the circumstances and tell them I promised no one would call that phone unless it were an emergency. And if it ever rang, I would, be sure to leave the class immediately. Obviously, things have changed, but they were all super nice and super understanding about the particular circumstance I was in. So if they did that to me, I feel like they did it to all of their students.
I think one of my things that I really liked going to Northwest Florida was the small class sizes and the faculty that worked there. It made it really comfortable for me to be able to ask questions and go to tutoring or go to their office hours. And that really made a big impact when I was going to university and you have the really big classes. It can be really intimidating to try to have that relationship with some of the faculty. But getting really comfortable doing that at Northwest Florida definitely set me up for success in doing that at a much bigger school.
Every class that I took there, I always felt like I was supported and felt like I was growing. And then on top of it, we had these amazing summer musicals. When I was there, we did West Side Story, and I played Bernardo in West Side Story. And I just remember the amazing set that we got. I think we got the touring set from the tour, and we were performing with this huge orchestra. And I don't, for a small place, we put on a banging musical. And to this day, I'm still proud to say that I came from there, and I came from a school that, really made me feel like I was getting the right tools to go on and do what I wanted to do afterwards. And it was really, really good.
As far as long-term, The reason I went back was because I had a young daughter and a young son, and I knew, more money would be needed for cars in college and all those fun things. And so it allowed me to get my education, get the basics and the background that I needed and the structure to find a good job, and then to have the tools to do that job or know where to turn for help, when I couldn't quite figure it out on my own.
I now have 2 girls myself, and I think even though sometimes they don't like school as much, they realize the value of an education and how it can make a difference in your life, just from the stories that we tell them all the time.
I thought it was important, being that Northwest Florida State College did so much for me in getting to where I'm at, to use that as a recruiting tool for, hey, senior Niceville High, I'm got the job that I always wanted, and I started right across the street on College Boulevard, and I think that would be a great option for you. So I am an active recruiter for all things Raider life at Niceville High.
So really getting to meet a bunch of interesting people, I think, was probably one of my favorite things.
I know from my mom and my grandmother, they both were very proud that I was, pursuing my education and continuing to grow and learn in an aspect of life that, when you leave high school, you can kind of be lost a bit if you don't have a plan. And so I didn't have a plan. And so I think school is a good time for you to have a little more time figuring out what that plan is,
That strong foundation and those tremendous teachers that I had at Northwest Florida is what made me say, yeah, I want to make a career in education.
The staff, I felt like they were very responsive and very supportive, which was not good institutions that I went to, but not always the case at other places.
I got to go without having to pay for any books or tuitions, which was a huge blessing. That definitely made it so much easier to go and really enabled me. If I would have had to spend a lot of extra funds on it, I don't know if I would have been able to do that while I was in high school.
It's just this hidden little gem that we have. So I just think it's a fantastic college, fantastic programs with the best people.
I want to come back and teach and do some master classes and stuff like that, because I want to give back to the place that's given me so much.